A lingering scratch on your forearm that refuses to vanish is actually a biological distress signal, proving that your cells have run out of the raw molecular building blocks required to rebuild your physical self. At this very second, your body is executing a cellular miracle that requires more coordinated communication than a modern space launch. If that microscopic construction project stalls, it means your inner biology is screaming for help. This is not just about a stubborn mark on your skin, it is a direct window into your systemic vitality. When you graze your skin, you are not just breaking a surface barrier, you are triggering an immediate, highly organized cellular battle. Let us look closer at what happens when that process slows down. We are going to decode the intricate dance of cellular repair, the precise moment your immune system decides whether to fight or rebuild, and how your daily choices either fuel or paralyze this microscopic workforce. Think of your skin as a highly secure, multi-layered shield. The moment that shield is breached, your body launches into a four-stage defense protocol. First, your microscopic first responders, the platelets, rush to the scene. They do not just plug the leak, they release chemical flares to signal the rest of the body. Imagine a sudden water main break in a busy city intersection. The emergency crew does not just patch the hole, they immediately radio for specialized engineers, heavy machinery, and structural surveyors. In your body, these specialized engineers are your white blood cells. A landmark paper by Dr. Sabine Emming in 2014 demonstrated that these immune cells do not just fight off bacteria, they act as the master conductors of the entire healing process. They must transition from a highly aggressive inflammatory state, where they destroy damaged tissue, to a highly constructive, healing state. If this transition fails, the repair site becomes a permanent construction zone. Have you ever noticed how a tiny scratch can sometimes remain red, raised, and angry for weeks? That is the sound of your immune cells stuck in demolition mode, unable to find the off switch because they lack the specific molecular keys to change their tools. To rebuild the tissue, your body relies on fibroblasts, which act like organic 3D printers. They weave a dense network of collagen fibers, which serve as the steel rebar holding your skin together. But a 3D printer cannot create anything if it runs out of raw plastic filament. When your body is low on crucial micronutrients, these microscopic printers sit completely idle, waiting for shipments of raw materials that never arrive. The biological reality is that your body cannot fabricate these repairs out of thin air. It requires a continuous, highly specialized stream of micronutrients and gases to fuel the reconstruction. If your bloodstream is deficient in vitamin C, the collagen fibers your fibroblasts produce are malformed, brittle, and easily broken. It is like trying to build a brick wall using wet sand instead of mortar. Similarly, zinc is the fundamental spark plug for cellular division. Without it, the genetic instructions inside your cells cannot be read, and the microscopic assembly line grinds to a sudden halt. It stops. This is where the environment around you plays an invisible yet devastating role. When we breathe in microplastics, heavy metals, or environmental pollutants, they enter our bloodstream and generate free radicals. These are unstable, highly reactive molecules that act like loose tennis balls bouncing around a fragile glass shop. They smash into the newly formed collagen fibers, breaking them apart before they can even set. Your cells are essentially trying to build a house in the middle of a continuous microscopic hailstorm. Now, let us climb to the peak of this biological mystery, because what happens when this system stalls is truly mind-blowing. When a wound heals slowly, it is almost never a localized skin problem. It is a profound reflection of your entire internal chemistry. If your blood vessels are slightly constricted, or if your blood is even marginally thicker due to metabolic stress, those cellular engineers cannot reach the site of the damage. They are stuck in a microscopic traffic jam. Consider a study by Dr. Elizabeth Bradley in 2020. Her team discovered that even minor, everyday elevations in systemic oxidative stress can physically paralyze the migration of new epithelial cells. These cells are supposed to slide across the wound like a sliding glass door closing after a storm. But when oxidative stress is high, it is as if someone poured rust and grit directly into the sliding tracks. The cells simply lock up. This means a slow-healing cut is an early warning system. It is telling you that your mitochondria, the power plants inside your cells, are struggling to generate the massive amount of cellular energy known as adenosine triphosphate required to fuel this repair work. Rebuilding tissue is incredibly expensive in terms of energy. Your body has to prioritize where that energy goes. If your internal systems are constantly fighting off low-grade inflammation from environmental pollutants, poor sleep, or chronic stress, your body is forced to ration its power. It diverts energy away from your skin to keep your vital organs running. Your skin is not actually repairing itself, it is sacrificing itself. Your body is making a calculated executive decision to leave the scaffolding up on your knuckle because it is busy repairing deeper, invisible damage inside your blood vessels or neutralizing toxins in your liver. To make matters more fascinating, psychological stress physically alters this physical architecture. In a groundbreaking study by Dr. Janice Kiecolt-Glaser in 2005, researchers found that high levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone, delayed wound healing by up to 40%. Cortisol acts as a cellular mute button. It suppresses the initial, necessary inflammatory phase of healing, meaning the alarm bell never fully rings. The platelets scream for help, but the cortisol blocks the signal. The cellular emergency crews simply sleep through the alarm, leaving the wound exposed, weak, and completely unattended for days. So, how do we give our cellular construction crews the ultimate toolkit to rebuild faster and stronger? We can actively optimize this biology through 3 highly targeted, scientifically backed protocols. First, we must look at the synergistic pairing of zinc and vitamin C, but with a highly specific timing strategy. Zinc is the essential cofactor for over 300 enzymes involved in cellular growth and tissue repair. Think of zinc as the physical wrench that the cellular engineers use to tighten the bolts of new collagen. Vitamin C is the fuel that keeps those 3D printers running. To maximize their biological absorption, consume them together during your body's peak metabolic window, which is early in the day rather than late at night when cellular transport mechanisms begin to wind down. Foods rich in active zinc, like pumpkin seeds, paired with natural vitamin C sources, create a powerful biological synergy that accelerates the first 48 hours of cellular migration. Second, we must address microcirculation, which is the physical delivery highway for these materials. If the roads are closed, the cargo cannot arrive. You can dramatically improve microvascular blood flow by utilizing contrast temperature therapy. Exposing your body to brief periods of cold, followed by gentle warmth, causes your capillaries to rapidly constrict and then dilate. This acts like a natural pump, flushing out stagnant metabolic waste and flooding the tissues with fresh, oxygenated blood. Just 3 minutes of this contrast stimulation daily can significantly enhance the delivery of healing factors to your extremities. Third, we need to respect the nocturnal reconstruction window. The vast majority of tissue remodeling occurs while you are in deep, slow-wave sleep. This is when your brain releases growth hormone, which acts as the supreme general manager of the entire cellular repair team. If your sleep is fragmented, or if you consume a heavy meal containing refined sugars within 3 hours of bedtime, you trigger a spike in insulin that blunts the release of this vital growth hormone. To keep the night shift working at maximum efficiency, keep your final meal of the day light and ensure it is consumed well before your head hits the pillow. When you look at your body now, you must realize that you are not just a static container that occasionally gets damaged and patched up. You are a fluid, constantly self-negotiating masterpiece of biological engineering. Every single scratch, bruise, or scrape is not an annoyance. It is a conversation. It is your inner biology whispering truths about your internal environment, your stress levels, and your nutritional foundation. Your skin is a living, breathing canvas that mirrors the state of your blood, your immune system, and your cellular energy. When you see a mark that takes a little longer to fade, do not look at it with frustration. Look at it with profound gratitude for the millions of tiny, tireless cells that are currently working day and night, using every resource they have to keep you whole. Listen to what your body is telling you. Pay attention to the subtle biological whispers before they become shouts. Continue this journey of deep physical self-discovery with us and subscribe to Body Decoded. There is an even more mind-bending revelation waiting for you in our next exploration, where we will uncover the startling reality of what happens to your cells during another everyday human experience you never think twice about. Until then, keep decoding your body, keep listening to your biology, and stay fascinated.